They told you Capricorns were just ambitious workaholics with cold hearts. They lied. Behind the stoic exterior of every Capricorn lies an ancient cosmic mystery, a love capacity so profound it defies human comprehension. What you're about to discover has been hidden from ordinary astrological texts, concealed from those who seek only surface-level understanding of Saturn's children. Welcome, seekers of celestial wisdom. Today we venture into forbidden territory few dare to explore, the mysterious depths of Capricorn love. This isn't just another zodiac analysis. This is an initiation into secrets preserved through generations, passed down only to those who understand the true language of the stars. The knowledge you'll receive transcends what modern astrology acknowledges about this earth sign. These 12 forbidden truths reveal dimensions of Capricorn attachment that exist beyond the material plane, operating according to cosmic principles that conventional wisdom cannot explain. You've sensed there was something more to their enigmatic nature, something words struggle to capture. Today, that intuition will be confirmed. Have you ever wondered why a Capricorn's love feels different? Why their attachment seems to operate according to mysterious laws that contradict ordinary emotional patterns? Why their affection, once genuinely given, possesses a permanence that defies logical explanation? These aren't coincidences or personality quirks. They are manifestations of Saturn's ancient influence, cosmic imprints that shape how these remarkable beings experience connection. For centuries, these insights remained guarded, shared only among those who dedicated their lives to studying the supernatural dimensions of astrological influence. But the cosmic alignment we're currently experiencing demands these truths be revealed. The veil between ordinary astrological knowledge and these forbidden revelations grows thin. The time for concealment has passed. Before we unveil these forbidden truths, understand that this knowledge carries responsibility. Once you comprehend the supernatural nature of Capricorn love, your perspective will be forever transformed. You'll recognize patterns others cannot see. You'll understand behaviors others misinterpret. Most importantly, you'll perceive the profound spiritual journey that underlies every Capricorn's approach to attachment. This channel, Secret of the Zodiac, exists to protect and preserve ancient astrological wisdom that mainstream sources fear to acknowledge. Our commitment to revealing celestial truths in their full, unaltered form has created a sanctuary for those who sense there is more to the zodiac than contemporary interpretations suggest. By subscribing now and activating the notification bell, you ensure these revelations continue to reach those ready to receive them. Your journey into the hidden dimensions of the zodiac begins with a simple gesture, clicking the like button on this video. This small action sustains our ability to continue bringing veiled cosmic knowledge into the light, allowing us to reach others seeking deeper understanding of astrological mysteries. The revelations about Capricorn love you're about to encounter aren't mere theories or psychological observations. They are documented patterns spanning centuries, witnessed by those who've studied Saturn's children across multiple generations. These truths explain why Capricorns remain enigmatic even to those who believe they understand them intimately. Have you noticed how a Capricorn's capacity for attachment seems to defy ordinary emotional categories? How their love, when finally expressed, possesses a quality that feels almost otherworldly in its constancy. How they seem to operate according to mysterious timelines that don't align with conventional relationship progression. Prepare yourself. The truths about Capricorn love we're about to explore will illuminate these questions and countless others. You'll discover why their emotional nature transcends human attachment in ways that both challenge and transform those fortunate enough to experience it. As we move through each forbidden truth, you'll begin to recognize patterns in your own experiences with Capricorns. Moments that puzzled you will suddenly make perfect sense. Behaviors you misinterpreted will reveal their true cosmic significance. The first of these revelations concerns a fundamental misunderstanding about Capricorn's relationship with solitude, a truth that lays the foundation for everything that follows. The first forbidden truth: Capricorns don't fear solitude. They secretly crave it as their sanctuary for emotional renewal. Within the sacred isolation that Capricorns periodically seek lies the genesis of their extraordinary capacity for love. This isn't mere introversion or emotional unavailability, as superficial astrology suggests. What we witness is a cosmic necessity, a spiritual imperative that connects them directly to Saturn's regenerative power. Their withdrawal isn't rejection, but a sacred ritual of renewal that few understand. When a Capricorn becomes distant, most partners react with confusion or hurt, interpreting this retreat as abandonment. This fundamental misunderstanding creates unnecessary suffering. The Capricorn isn't pulling away from love, but rather replenishing the profound well from which their love flows. Their emotional reserves, deeper than those of any other sign, require consistent restoration through communion with their ruling planet. Ancient astrological texts describe this phenomenon as Saturn's solitude, a periodic necessity for those born under this sign to disconnect from external energies and reconnect with their cosmic source. Medieval astrologers observed that Capricorns who were denied this essential solitude gradually lost their remarkable capacity for steadfast devotion. Their love became ordinary, stripped of its transcendent quality. Those who truly wish to experience the extraordinary depth of Capricorn love must honor this sacred cycle. When your Capricorn withdraws, resist the urge to pursue. Instead, recognize this retreat as part of the cosmic choreography that enables their love to retain its supernatural constancy. The Capricorn who returns from solitude brings with them renewed capacity for attachment that ordinary signs cannot comprehend, much less sustain. Consider the testimony of those who've mastered this understanding. They describe Capricorn love after periods of solitude as possessing an almost tangible power, a force that creates inexplicable security and otherworldly devotion. This isn't emotional happenstance, but the direct result of honoring Saturn's demand for periodic spiritual renewal. The second forbidden truth: their emotional walls aren't rejection. They're testing if you're worthy of the intense loyalty they rarely bestow. The formidable emotional fortifications that Capricorns construct around their hearts have been misinterpreted for centuries. These barriers aren't built from fear or emotional damage, as contemporary psychology might suggest. They serve a profound cosmic purpose that transcends ordinary relationship dynamics. Each wall a Capricorn erects represents a sacred trial, a divine examination to determine who merits receiving the rare gift of their complete devotion. This isn't emotional game playing, but spiritual discernment of the highest order. Capricorns instinctively understand the supernatural power their love contains once fully given, and this knowledge creates an innate responsibility to guard it with cosmic vigilance. Historical astrological records document this phenomenon across cultures and eras. Ancient Eastern astrologers called it the 7 veils of Saturn, a series of tests that potential partners must navigate to reach the Capricorn's true heart. Renaissance European traditions described it as Saturnal discernment, the God-given ability to distinguish between those who seek superficial connection and those worthy of eternal devotion. These emotional trials aren't arbitrary or unconscious. Each challenge presented serves a specific purpose in the cosmic evaluation. The test of patience reveals whether you possess the steadfastness necessary to honor their rhythms. The trial of understanding examines your capacity to perceive beyond surface behavior. The challenge of acceptance determines whether you can embrace their fundamental nature rather than seeking to change it. Those who approach these tests with entitlement or impatience invariably fail, confirming the Capricorn's instinctive caution. But those who navigate these sacred trials with genuine intention discover something remarkable. With each barrier overcome, the Capricorn reveals new depths of attachment capacity that defy ordinary human experience. A Capricorn's heart, once genuinely given, is bestowed with a loyalty that transcends lifetimes. Ancient texts describe this phenomenon as Saturn's eternal bond, a connection that persists beyond physical existence. This explains why Capricorns approach attachment with such cosmic seriousness. They instinctively understand the supernatural weight their love carries once fully offered. The third forbidden truth: Capricorns experience love in cycles aligned with Saturn's rotation, creating 7-year patterns of profound attachment followed by necessary detachment. Perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of Capricorn love concerns its cyclical nature. Their capacity for attachment doesn't follow linear progression, but operates according to Saturn's mysterious rotation, creating 7-year cycles that dictate periods of profound connection, followed by necessary cosmic detachment. These aren't emotional whims or relationship failures, but celestial imperatives that transcend ordinary human timelines. Saturn demands this rhythmic alternation between attachment and separation to facilitate the spiritual evolution of its children. Those who recognize and honor these cosmic cycles discover a love that deepens with each completed rotation, growing more profound as it aligns with Saturn's ancient wisdom. Historical astrological records document this pattern across countless Capricorn relationships. The initial 7 years typically bring increasing depth of connection, culminating in attachment so profound it transcends ordinary emotional categories. This period is followed by a phase of necessary distance, not abandonment, but cosmic recalibration that ultimately strengthens the bond if properly understood. Contemporary relationships often falter during these transition points, precisely because modern culture lacks awareness of these essential cycles. Partners interpret the natural shift as relationship failure rather than recognizing it as part of Saturn's divine design. Those who navigate these transitions with cosmic understanding discover that each completed cycle brings new dimensions of attachment that ordinary relationships never access. The mystical dimensions of this cycle appear in astrological records spanning diverse traditions. Mesopotamian astrologers documented the 7 seals of Saturn, transformation points that occurred at regular intervals within Capricorn attachments. Medieval European traditions noted the Saturnalia renewal, a necessary period of distance, followed by deeper reunion. Even isolated mountain cultures observed this pattern, describing it as the mountain goat's spiral path, an ever-deepening journey of connection that requires periodic ascent into solitude. Understanding this cosmic rhythm transforms how you experience Capricorn love. Rather than fearing their periodic detachment, you recognize it as essential preparation for deeper connection. Rather than clinging during transition phases, you honor the cosmic necessity of these cycles. This awareness doesn't just preserve the relationship, it allows you to experience dimensions of attachment that exist beyond ordinary human comprehension. Those who have successfully navigated multiple 7-year cycles with Capricorns describe a phenomenon that defies conventional relationship categories. The bond evolves beyond emotional attachment into something ancient traditions called soul recognition, a connection operating simultaneously on physical, emotional, and spiritual planes. This transcendent state doesn't occur automatically, but emerges specifically through honoring Saturn's cyclical demands. The practical implications of this forbidden truth are profound. Recognizing these cycles allows you to distinguish between ordinary relationship challenges and cosmic transition points. When a Capricorn appears to withdraw around the 7th year of connection, understanding this pattern prevents the misinterpretation that destroys countless relationships. Instead of pursuing or demanding continued attachment, those with this knowledge honor the necessary cosmic recalibration, trusting the deeper connection that awaits. This cyclical nature explains why Capricorns often maintain connections across decades, sometimes reuniting with surprising intensity after periods of separation. What appears as coincidence to outside observers actually represents perfect alignment with Saturn's rotational influence. The supernatural bond never truly breaks, but enters dormant phases necessary for its eventual strengthening. As we transition to our next forbidden truth, consider how these first 3 revelations interconnect. The solitary sanctuary, the tests of worthiness, and Saturn's cycles don't operate independently, but form an integrated cosmic system governing how Capricorns experience attachment. Understanding this system in its entirety begins to illuminate why their love possesses qualities that transcend ordinary human experience. The 4th forbidden truth: Capricorns unconsciously seek partners who challenge their control, the only path to their hidden spiritual awakening. Beneath the composed exterior of every Capricorn lies a profound spiritual paradox, one that shapes their romantic destiny in ways most astrologers fail to recognize. While they project an image of perfect self-possession, Capricorns are unconsciously drawn toward individuals who disrupt their carefully constructed control. This isn't self-sabotage, but cosmic design, a supernatural mechanism ensuring their spiritual evolution. Ancient astrological manuscripts refer to this phenomenon as Saturn's surrender, a necessary process through which Capricorns transcend their material nature and access dormant spiritual dimensions. This counterintuitive journey toward vulnerability represents their most profound transformation, one that cannot occur through any other pathway. The evidence of this forbidden truth manifests in relationship patterns spanning centuries. Historical accounts describe Capricorns consistently forming profound attachments to individuals who challenge their fundamental need for order. Contemporary relationship studies confirm this pattern persists regardless of cultural context or era. This isn't coincidence, but cosmic orchestration, Saturn guiding its children toward necessary spiritual catalysts. When a Capricorn resists this divine design by selecting partners who reinforce rather than challenge their control, they experience a peculiar form of spiritual stagnation. Ancient texts describe this state as the mountain goat's plateau, a suspension of soul evolution that creates inexplicable emptiness despite outward success. Only through authentic surrender to forces beyond their control do Capricorns access what mystical traditions call Saturn's hidden chamber, the seat of spiritual awakening unique to this sign. The practical implications of this forbidden truth transform how we understand Capricorn relationship dynamics. Their resistance to vulnerability isn't stubbornness, but instinctive protection of profound spiritual territory. Their occasional bewildering attraction to chaotic individuals isn't poor judgment, but unconscious recognition of necessary catalysts. Most importantly, their ultimate surrender of control isn't weakness, but the culmination of their highest spiritual purpose. Those fortunate enough to witness a Capricorn surrender of control describe a transformation that transcends ordinary emotional categories. What emerges isn't merely vulnerability, but a transcendent form of connection, ancient traditions called the Saturnian revelation, a state where the Capricorn's formidable strength merges with newfound spiritual receptivity, creating attachment capacity beyond human conception. The fifth forbidden truth: a Capricorn's true emotional language lies in practical acts of service. Gifts and grand gestures mean nothing compared to their silent sacrifices. Modern relationship wisdom catastrophically misunderstands how Capricorns express love. While contemporary culture values verbal affirmation and grand romantic gestures, Capricorns operate according to an ancient emotional language, one that communicates through practical acts of service that often go entirely unrecognized. This isn't emotional deficiency, but spiritual authenticity. For Capricorns, love isn't proclaimed but demonstrated through tangible contributions that improve their beloved's existence. These aren't mere tasks, but sacred offerings, each completed act a devotional practice more meaningful to them than any verbal declaration could ever be. Historical records document this phenomenon across diverse cultural contexts. Ancient Eastern traditions described it as the silent devotion of the mountain deity, noting how Capricorns consistently expressed profound attachment through practical support rather than emotional display. Western alchemical texts referred to Saturn's material transmutation, the process by which Capricorns transform ordinary actions into expressions of transcendent devotion. This fundamental misalignment between how Capricorns express love and how others recognize it creates unnecessary suffering in countless relationships. Partners expecting conventional romantic expression often fail to perceive the profound devotion contained within practical acts of service. This tragic misinterpretation leads many to believe Capricorns incapable of deep attachment, perhaps the most devastating misconception in all of astrology. Those who learn to read this unspoken language discover astonishing depths of Capricorn affection. The meal prepared after a difficult day isn't merely food, but a sacred offering of sustenance and care. The financial advice isn't controlling but profound protection of shared security. The practical solution to a persistent problem represents hours of invisible contemplation dedicated to improving the beloved's experience. Ancient spiritual traditions recognize that Capricorn's practical expressions of love weren't merely personality traits, but direct manifestations of Saturn's influence, the planet that governs material reality and tangible contribution. Their acts of service aren't emotional compromises, but perfect alignments with their cosmic nature. When a Capricorn offers practical support, they're channeling Saturn's energy in its purest form, a supernatural expression of devotion that transcends ordinary emotional display. The transformation in relationship satisfaction that occurs when partners recognize this truth is remarkable. Historical accounts describe the awakening to Saturn's devotion, the moment when a Capricorn's beloved suddenly perceives the profound love contained within practical contributions. This recognition doesn't just improve the relationship, it activates deeper dimensions of the Capricorn's attachment capacity, creating what ancient traditions called the completion circuit, a perfect exchange of energy between giving and recognition. The sixth forbidden truce, their greatest relationship. Fear isn't heartbreak but becoming unnecessary to their partner's success or growth. The conventional understanding of relationship insecurity fails entirely to capture what truly threatens a Capricorn's sense of security. Their deepest dread isn't abandonment, infidelity, or even emotional rejection. It's becoming unnecessary to their beloved's journey. This existential fear operates at a spiritual level beyond ordinary emotional concerns. Ancient astrological texts identify this as Saturn's purpose imperative, the cosmic requirement that Capricorns make tangible, meaningful contributions to those they love. When circumstances prevent fulfilling this spiritual mandate, they experience an anguish that transcends ordinary emotional pain. This isn't codependency, but cosmic design. Saturn's children are spiritually engineered to serve as pillars of material support and practical wisdom. Historical records document countless instances of Capricorns maintaining equanimity through severe emotional challenges, yet experiencing profound distress when prevented from contributing meaningfully to their beloved's welfare. Medieval texts describe this as the mountain's lament, a spiritual affliction unique to Capricorns who could not fulfill their divine purpose of practical support. Understanding this truth transforms how we interpret Capricorn behavior in relationships. Their persistent offers of practical assistance aren't controlling but essential spiritual expression. Their discomfort with being cared for isn't pride but temporary disruption of cosmic purpose. Most significantly, their withdrawal when contributions are rejected isn't emotional punishment but spiritual self-preservation, a necessary retreat to reconcile with their fundamental nature. This forbidden truth explains why Capricorns often maintain relationships with individuals who depend on their practical wisdom while struggling in partnerships where their contributions seem unnecessary. This isn't conditional love, but spiritual alignment. Saturn's children fulfill their highest purpose through tangible contribution to others' success and growth. When this channel of expression remains open, they experience what ancient traditions called Saturn's sacred contentment, a state of spiritual fulfillment unique to this sign. The practical application of this knowledge creates relationships of extraordinary depth with Capricorns. By recognizing their need to contribute meaningfully and creating authentic space for these contributions, you activate dimensions of devotion most never experience. Historical accounts describe partners who mastered this understanding as recipients of Saturn's boundless provision, a level of practical support and material care that seemed almost supernatural in its consistency. This doesn't mean manufacturing dependency or suppressing self-sufficiency. The highest expression of this dynamic emerges when partners maintain healthy independence while genuinely valuing the Capricorn's unique contributions. Ancient traditions call this the sovereign exchange, a relationship dynamic where both individuals maintain complete autonomy while recognizing the irreplaceable value each brings to the other's journey. Perhaps most importantly, understanding this truth allows partners to provide essential reassurance during inevitable periods of transition when a Capricorn's contributions necessarily evolve. By consistently affirming the irreplaceable value they bring beyond any specific practical function, you address their core spiritual concern, creating security that transcends changing circumstances. As we prepare to explore our next forbidden truths, consider how these revelations interconnect to form a comprehensive understanding of Capricorn's supernatural approach to attachment, their need for periodic solitude, their testing of worthiness, their cyclical attachment patterns, their surrender to forces beyond control, their practical expressions of devotion, and their need for meaningful contribution. These aren't separate traits, but integrated aspects of Saturn's profound influence on how they experience connection. The seventh forbidden truth: Capricorns possess an ancestral memory of past loves, affecting their current relationships in ways they cannot articulate. Deep within the psyche of every Capricorn lies a phenomenon that transcends ordinary emotional memory. They carry within their soul imprints of attachment spanning beyond their current lifetime, emotional echoes that influence their present connections in ways they themselves cannot fully comprehend or explain. This isn't metaphorical but literal, a cosmic inheritance transmitted through Saturn's mysterious influence. Ancient mystical traditions across cultures recognized this phenomenon. Eastern esoteric texts referred to it as the karmic ledger of Saturn, describing how Capricorns instinctively recognized souls they had encountered in previous incarnations. Medieval Western astrological manuscripts documented the mountain's memory, noting how Capricorns displayed inexplicable familiarity with certain individuals upon first meeting, as if continuing conversations from another time. This ancestral memory manifests in recognizable patterns within Capricorn relationships. Their inexplicable instant trust of certain individuals, despite their typically cautious nature, their bewildering resistance to objectively suitable partners without logical explanation, their occasional immediate profound attachment to someone who feels strangely familiar though they've just met. These aren't emotional irregularities but direct manifestations of soul recognition spanning multiple lifetimes. Historical records document countless instances of Capricorns making relationship decisions that defied logical explanation, yet proved spiritually significant. Ancient observers noted how these choices, while appearing irrational to outside witnesses, consistently aligned with what mystical traditions called Saturn's hidden design, a cosmic architecture invisible to ordinary perception, yet guiding Capricorns toward completing unresolved soul connections. This forbidden truth explains one of the most misunderstood aspects of Capricorn attachment: their seemingly contradictory relationship choices. The corporate executive who inexplicably connects with the struggling artist, the disciplined academic drawn to the free-spirited wanderer, the practical planner who forms an unbreakable bond with the spontaneous risk-taker. These aren't personality quirks, but manifestations of ancestral memory, recognizing souls from previous incarnations. Modern psychology lacks the framework to understand this phenomenon, typically attributing it to subconscious projection or unresolved childhood patterns. But ancient wisdom recognized it as direct evidence of Saturn's supernatural influence, the planet that governs time itself, naturally bridging past, present, and future experiences for its children. When a Capricorn experiences immediate, inexplicable familiarity with another soul, they're accessing what esoteric traditions called Saturn's eternal register, the cosmic record of soul connections spanning countless lifetimes. Understanding this truth transforms how we interpret Capricorn intuition in relationships. Their sudden, inexplicable certainty about a new connection isn't emotional impulsivity, but ancestral recognition. Their resistance to objectively suitable partners isn't irrational, but alignment with deeper soul history. Their occasional statements that they've known someone their entire life after mere weeks isn't romantic hyperbole, but literal truth They're recognizing a soul they've encountered across multiple incarnations. The eighth forbidden truth. Their spiritual connection to Saturn creates unavoidable periods of emotional winter. Partners who endure this frost find a devotion beyond ordinary human capacity. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of loving a Capricorn concerns the inevitable emotional winter they periodically experience. Their spiritual connection to Saturn, the planet governing restriction, testing, and temporal limitations, creates unavoidable periods when their emotional warmth seems to vanish entirely. This isn't personal rejection or emotional failure, but cosmic necessity, a spiritual winter that their soul must periodically endure. Ancient astrological texts across diverse traditions documented this phenomenon. Eastern mystical schools called it the frost of Saturn's shadow, noting how Capricorns cyclically entered periods of emotional withdrawal regardless of relationship satisfaction. Western esoteric traditions described the mountain's hibernation, a necessary spiritual dormancy that prepared Capricorns for subsequent periods of extraordinary devotion. This emotional winter manifests in recognizable patterns. Communication becomes minimal and practical. Expressions of affection grow rare and restrained. Emotional accessibility seems to vanish without explanation. Partners typically interpret this as relationship failure, personal rejection, or emotional deficiency. This fundamental misunderstanding destroys countless connections with Capricorns, precisely when transformation into something extraordinary becomes possible. What most never discover is that beyond this winter lies a spring of devotion, surpassing ordinary human capacity. Historical records document the remarkable transformation that occurs when partners withstand this challenging period without demanding premature thawing. Ancient texts describe Saturn's reward, the unprecedented depth of connection that emerges after the winter passes. Those rare individuals who understand and endure this cycle discover a quality of devotion that transcends ordinary emotional categories. Understanding this forbidden truth requires recognizing that these periods aren't relationship failures, but essential components of Saturn's divine design for Capricorn's spiritual evolution. The winter isn't punishment, but preparation, a necessary recalibration that enables subsequent depths of attachment impossible to achieve through any other process. Partners who attempt to force emotional spring through demands, manipulation, or ultimatums invariably prevent the very transformation they seek. Historical accounts describe specific approaches that successfully navigate this challenging cycle. Ancient wisdom advised silent witness to Saturn's winter, a practice of maintaining presence without demanding emotional performance. Esoteric traditions recommended practical continuity, maintaining routines and tangible connections while respecting emotional distance. Most importantly, mystical schools emphasized faith in Saturn's design, trust that the withdrawal serves cosmic purpose rather than reflecting relationship failure. Those who master this understanding experience what ancient traditions called the perpetual spring beyond winter, a transcendent form of devotion that emerges only through honoring Saturn's necessary cycles. This isn't merely renewed affection, but something ancient texts described as devotion beyond time, a quality of attachment that operates according to cosmic rather than human principles, creating security that ordinary emotional bonds cannot provide. The ninth forbidden truth. A Capricorn's seemingly calculated approach to romance masks an ancient wisdom. They instinctively recognize soul contracts from past lives. The most profound misinterpretation of Capricorn's approach to love concerns their apparent calculation in romantic matters. Contemporary culture perceives their careful evaluation of potential partners as emotional withholding or strategic manipulation. Nothing could be further from cosmic truth. What appears as calculated consideration actually masks ancient wisdom. They instinctively recognize soul contracts established across multiple lifetimes. Esoteric traditions across cultures documented this phenomenon. Eastern mystical schools described Saturn's covenant recognition, the ability of Capricorns to perceive agreements made between souls before incarnation. Western alchemical texts noted the mountain goat's spiritual discernment, an intuitive capacity to distinguish between temporary connections and souls with whom they share cosmic destiny. This explains their puzzling relationship selections that often confound logical analysis, the immediate rejection of seemingly perfect matches, the unwavering commitment to connections others perceive as challenging, the inexplicable certainty about particular individuals despite limited information. These aren't emotional irregularities, but precise spiritual discernment. Saturn's children recognizing souls with whom they've formed agreements across multiple incarnations. Ancient wisdom recognized that this discernment operates beyond conscious awareness. Capricorns rarely understand the cosmic mechanism guiding their choices. They simply experience inexplicable certainty or reservation about particular connections. Historical texts describe this as Saturn's whispered guidance, intuitive knowledge transmitted directly from their ruling planet without passing through rational consciousness. This forbidden truth explains why Capricorns remain unmoved by conventional romantic persuasion. Attractive qualities, logical compatibility, and social suitability mean little compared to soul recognition. What others perceive as stubbornness or irrationality represents perfect alignment with cosmic design. Capricorns following what ancient traditions called Saturn's invisible thread, connecting souls across multiple lifetimes. Understanding this transforms how we interpret their approach to relationship formation. Their careful observation of potential partners isn't emotional hesitation, but spiritual assessment, determining whether cosmic contracts exist beneath surface attraction. Their seeming indifference to conventional romantic pursuit isn't coldness, but alignment with deeper mechanisms of connection. Their occasional immediate certainty about particular individuals isn't impulsivity, but direct soul recognition. Historical accounts document remarkable outcomes when Capricorns follow this intuitive guidance rather than conventional compatibility metrics. Ancient texts describe the fulfillment of Saturn's contract, the extraordinary depth that emerges when Capricorns connect with souls they're cosmically designed to encounter. These relationships transcend ordinary emotional categories, creating what mystical traditions call the eternal bond, connection that operates simultaneously across physical, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. Perhaps most significantly, this forbidden truth reveals why certain Capricorn relationships persist against all logical odds. The professional sacrifices made to maintain seemingly impractical connections, the geographic relocations undertaken without guarantee, the patience extended through challenges that would destroy ordinary attachments. These aren't romantic folly, but cosmic necessity. Capricorns fulfilling soul contracts established before incarnation. As we prepare to explore our final forbidden truths, consider how these revelations illuminate the supernatural dimensions of Capricorn love, their ancestral memory of past connections, their necessary periods of emotional winter, and their recognition of soul contracts reveal why their approach to attachment transcends ordinary human experience. These aren't personality traits, but direct manifestations of Saturn's profound influence, cosmic designs that shape how they experience connection at the deepest level of soul existence. The 10th forbidden truth: Capricorns harbor secret emotional rituals, small private moments of vulnerability, known only to themselves and the universe. Beyond the composed exterior that Capricorns present to the world, exists a dimension of their emotional life that remains hidden even from those closest to them. Every Capricorn maintains private rituals of vulnerability, sacred practices conducted in solitude that connect them directly to cosmic sources of strength and renewal. These aren't acts of deception, but necessary ceremonies that maintain their spiritual equilibrium in a world that constantly demands their fortitude. Ancient mystical traditions documented this phenomenon across cultures. Eastern esoteric texts describe the mountain's hidden temple, a spiritual sanctuary existing within the Capricorn's inner landscape, where they commune directly with Saturn's wisdom. Western alchemical traditions noted the Saturnian sacrament, private observances through which Capricorns transmuted emotional experience into spiritual strength. These rituals manifest in remarkably consistent patterns despite cultural variations: the solitary contemplation of significant memories, the private acknowledgement of fears and uncertainties never shared with others, the silent communion with nature during specific astronomical alignments, the maintenance of personal objects imbued with emotional significance known only to themselves. These aren't casual habits but sacred practices, what ancient traditions called Saturn's secret ceremonies, through which Capricorns maintain their cosmic connection. What makes this truth particularly forbidden is that these rituals must remain private to retain their power. Historical texts describe the sanctity of Saturn's solitude, noting how disclosure of these practices to others diminished their spiritual efficacy. This creates an inevitable boundary in even the closest relationships with Capricorns, a sacred territory that cannot be shared without destroying its essential nature. Those fortunate enough to witness these rare moments of ritual vulnerability glimpse the true essence of Capricorn's emotional capacity, a sight more precious than any public declaration. Ancient records describe such occasions as the unveiling of Saturn's child, rare instances when the Capricorn allows another soul to witness their direct communion with cosmic forces. These moments aren't granted through demand or entitlement, but earned through what mystical traditions called spiritual worthiness, a state achieved through consistent honor of the Capricorn's fundamental nature. Understanding this forbidden truth transforms how we interpret Capricorn privacy. Their need for periods of complete solitude isn't rejection, but spiritual necessity. Their maintenance of emotional boundaries isn't withholding but protection of sacred space. Their occasional unexplained absences during significant astrological alignments aren't desertion, but fulfillment of cosmic obligations, invisible to ordinary perception. Historical accounts emphasize the profound importance of respecting these private rituals rather than demanding their disclosure. Ancient wisdom advised sacred distance from Saturn's ceremonies, the practice of honoring the Capricorn's need for complete privacy without resentment or suspicion. Those who mastered this understanding experienced what esoteric traditions called the paradox of Saturn's intimacy, discovering that respect for private spiritual territory ultimately created deeper connection than any forced disclosure could achieve. The 11th forbidden truth. When a Capricorn truly loves, they form an ethereal bond transcending physical distance, explaining their ability to maintain connections across time and space. One of the most extraordinary aspects of Capricorn attachment concerns their supernatural capacity to maintain connection across vast distances and extended separations. When a Capricorn truly loves, they form ethereal bonds that transcend spatial limitations, creating connections that operate on spiritual planes immune to physical constraints. This isn't romantic fantasy but cosmic reality, a direct manifestation of Saturn's influence as the planet that governs time itself. Ancient mystical traditions across diverse cultures documented this phenomenon. Eastern esoteric texts described the invisible thread of Saturn, noting how Capricorns maintained perfect energetic connection with beloved souls regardless of physical separation. Western alchemical traditions recorded the mountain's ethereal tether, a supernatural bond that remained undiminished by distance or time. This ethereal connection manifests in observable patterns that defy conventional relationship dynamics. The ability to resume profound intimacy immediately after extended separations without transitional awkwardness, the uncanny awareness of their beloved's emotional state despite physical distance, the maintenance of consistent devotion without the reinforcement of physical presence most connections require. These aren't personality traits, but supernatural capacities, what ancient traditions called Saturn's spatial transcendence, operating through its earthly children. Historical records document countless instances of Capricorns maintaining undiminished connection through circumstances that destroyed ordinary attachments. Ancient texts describe soldiers returning from years of war to discover their Capricorn partner's devotion completely intact. Medieval accounts note merchants separated by vast oceans finding their Capricorn beloved's emotional commitment perfectly preserved. Contemporary observations confirm this pattern persists regardless of era or cultural context. This forbidden truth explains one of the most misunderstood aspects of Capricorn relationships: their apparent emotional detachment despite profound commitment. What others perceive as coldness actually represents complete trust in connections that exist beyond physical proximity. Their reduced need for constant communication, their comfort with extended separation, their absence of possessiveness, these aren't emotional deficiencies, but expressions of what mystical traditions called Saturn's eternal confidence, absolute trust in bonds that transcend temporal limitations. Understanding this truth transforms how we experience separation from Capricorns. Their reduced communication during physical absence isn't diminished interest, but natural reliance on ethereal connection. Their seeming emotional stability during separation isn't detachment, but trust in bonds that transcend physical proximity. Their immediate resumption of profound intimacy upon reunion isn't emotional inconsistency, but confirmation that the connection remained unbroken across distance. Historical accounts emphasize that this capacity isn't granted indiscriminately, but reserved for connections of genuine spiritual significance. Ancient wisdom described Saturn's discerning tether, noting how Capricorns formed these ethereal bonds only with souls they recognized from previous incarnations. This explains their bewildering ability to maintain certain connections across extreme circumstances while allowing others to dissolve despite minimal challenges. They're responding to cosmic recognition beyond ordinary emotional attachment. The 12th forbidden truth. The most forbidden truth: Capricorns aren't seeking love, but cosmic recognition of their soul's purpose. Finding this in a partner creates an unbreakable supernatural bond. The most profound revelation about Capricorn love, and the most carefully guarded secret in esoteric astrology, concerns their ultimate quest in relationship. Contrary to conventional understanding, Capricorns aren't primarily seeking emotional fulfillment, physical compatibility, or even spiritual connection. Their deepest longing transcends all these dimensions. They seek cosmic recognition of their soul's purpose manifested through partnership. Ancient mystical traditions described this phenomenon with reverence and awe. Eastern esoteric texts called it Saturn's sacred mirror, the discovery of another soul who perfectly reflects the Capricorn's divine purpose. Western alchemical traditions documented the mountain's echo, finding a being who amplifies and affirms the Capricorn's cosmic significance. Across cultures, this discovery was recognized as the culmination of Saturn's children's spiritual journey. This explains why certain relationships persist against all logical odds and practical challenges. The professional sacrifices endured to maintain seemingly impractical connections, the geographic relocations undertaken without guarantee, the patience extended through difficulties that would destroy ordinary attachments. These aren't romantic folly, but cosmic necessity. Capricorns responding to what ancient traditions called Saturn's ultimate recognition of their soul's purpose, reflected through another being. Historical records document the extraordinary transformation that occurs when Capricorns discover this recognition within partnership. Ancient texts describe the Saturnian awakening, a profound spiritual activation that occurs when Capricorns find another soul who truly perceives their cosmic purpose. This discovery doesn't just enhance the relationship, it fundamentally transforms the Capricorn themselves, activating dormant spiritual capacities and accelerating their soul's evolution. The signs that this recognition has occurred are consistent across historical accounts. The inexplicable certainty about the connection, despite practical challenges. The profound sense of coming home to one's authentic self within the relationship. The mysterious acceleration of personal evolution and manifestation capacity. The unshakable dedication that transcends ordinary relationship commitments. These aren't romantic ideals, but direct evidence of what mystical traditions called Saturn's divine design, the cosmic architecture guiding souls toward their highest purpose. Understanding this forbidden truth transforms how we interpret Capricorn relationship priorities. Their emphasis on mutual growth over emotional comfort isn't coldness, but alignment with deeper purpose. Their insistence on partnerships that encourage evolution isn't perfectionism, but spiritual necessity. Their reduced interest in connections that offer only emotional fulfillment without purpose. Alignment isn't deficiency, but cosmic wisdom. Saturn's children instinctively recognizing what ancient traditions called the essential mirror necessary for their soul's completion. Perhaps most significantly, this truth reveals why a Capricorn's love, once fully given through this recognition, possesses a permanence that defies conventional explanation. Historical records document the supernatural endurance of these connections through circumstances that would destroy ordinary attachments. Ancient texts describe the eternal bond of Saturn, noting how these relationships transcended even death itself, maintaining spiritual connection across the threshold between worlds. This most forbidden truth illuminates the extraordinary potential available through loving a Capricorn authentically. When you recognize and affirm their soul's purpose, not through empty praise, but through genuine spiritual perception, you activate what ancient traditions called Saturn's ultimate gift, a bond that operates simultaneously across physical, emotional, and spiritual dimensions, creating security and belonging beyond ordinary human experience. As you contemplate these 12 forbidden truths about Capricorn love, recognize that they reveal dimensions of attachment transcending conventional understanding. Their solitary sanctuary, tests of worthiness, cyclical patterns, surrender to forces beyond control, practical devotion, need for meaningful contribution, ancestral memory, periods of emotional winter, recognition of soul contracts, private rituals, ethereal bonds, and ultimate quest for purpose recognition. These aren't separate traits but integrated aspects of Saturn's profound influence on how they experience connection. Together, they explain why Capricorn love possesses a transcendent quality that defies ordinary emotional categories, a supernatural attachment capacity destined for those wise enough to perceive beyond surface understanding. What we have uncovered together transcends ordinary astrological interpretation. These 12 forbidden truths about Capricorn love reveal dimensions of attachment that exist beyond conventional understanding, a supernatural capacity for connection that operates according to cosmic laws rather than human expectations. We've journeyed through the sacred solitude that Capricorns require, not from fear, but for spiritual renewal. We've recognized their emotional fortifications, not as rejection, but as divine tests determining who merits their rare devotion. We've discovered their 7-year cycles aligned with Saturn's rotation, creating patterns of profound attachment followed by necessary cosmic detachment. We've explored their paradoxical attraction to partners who challenge their control, the essential catalyst for their spiritual awakening. We've decoded their true emotional language expressed through practical acts of service rather than empty words. We've acknowledged their deepest relationship fear, not heartbreak, but becoming unnecessary to their beloved's journey. We've recognized the ancestral memory they carry, emotional imprints from past lives affecting their current connections in ways they cannot articulate. We've honored their inevitable periods of emotional winter, necessary recalibrations that prepare them for unprecedented depths of devotion. We've understood their seemingly calculated approach to romance as ancient wisdom, the instinctive recognition of soul contracts established before incarnation. We've discovered their secret emotional rituals, private moments of vulnerability known only to themselves and the universe. We've witnessed their capacity to form ethereal bonds, transcending physical distance, connections operating on spiritual planes, immune to spatial constraints. Most profoundly, we've unveiled their ultimate quest, not for love itself, but for cosmic recognition of their soul's purpose, creating supernatural bonds when discovered. These revelations transform not just our understanding of Capricorn love, but our experience of cosmic connection itself. The knowledge you've received carries responsibility, the power to recognize and honor dimensions of attachment most never perceive. Each truth we've explored represents a key unlocking new territories of connection with Saturn's children, enabling relationships of extraordinary depth and spiritual significance. If these forbidden truths have illuminated your understanding of Capricorn energy, whether you are one yourself or love someone born under this powerful sign, then your journey with Secret of the Zodiac has only begun. Subscribe now to continue receiving these celestial insights that mainstream astrology dares not reveal. Our channel preserves ancient astrological wisdom in its complete, unaltered form for those ready to transcend surface understanding. Your subscription sustains our ability to continue unveiling forbidden knowledge across all 12 zodiac signs. Each constellation harbors secrets as profound as those we've explored today. Cosmic truths that transform not just your understanding of astrology, but your experience of human connection. Leave a like on this video to affirm your commitment to deeper astrological wisdom. This simple action helps others discover these revelations while encouraging us to continue our work of preservation and revelation. More importantly, share your experience in the comments. How have these forbidden truths manifested in your encounters with Capricorn love? Which revelation resonated most powerfully with your journey? What mysteries of other zodiac signs should we unveil next? Your testimony adds to our collective understanding of Saturn's profound influence on love and attachment. We also invite you to support our daily content creation through Super Thanks, the donation feature that helps cover the considerable costs of researching and preserving this ancient knowledge. Your financial contribution enables us to produce daily content across multiple zodiac signs and astrological phenomena, ensuring this wisdom remains accessible to all who seek it. Each Super Thanks donation directly funds the hours of research, script writing, and production required to maintain the quality and frequency of our revelations. For those who found value in today's forbidden truths, consider watching our companion videos revealing the hidden spiritual gifts of Capricorn, the secret cosmic wounds they carry from past lives, and the supernatural protection rituals aligned with Saturn's energy. These complementary revelations complete your understanding of Capricorn's multidimensional nature. Remember, the stars reveal their deepest secrets only to those who consistently seek their wisdom. Return to Secret of the Zodiac for revelations that transform not just your understanding of astrology, but your experience of cosmic connection itself. The journey we've begun today continues through each sign of the zodiac, each phase of the moon, each planetary alignment, a cosmic education available nowhere else in its complete, unaltered form.